Hello, this is Beth. Hope you're well today. Just thought I'd say hi, talk about a few things. It's been an interesting week this week. What have we done? Right, I was going to originally start off talking about twin flames for a very particular reason. So there's that aspect today. Also, for those of you who know and for fans, this is the birthday of David Bowie. So that's another significant event today. Um, but I think what I'm going to do for the moment, because as I've been thinking about these things today, I've been like a bit sidetracked in all different directions. I'm going to start off, because this is really like a Crystal Skull channel, talking about Benbow. I've shown you Benbow before, but I'm going to mention him because I've had some very interesting connections come up with him just recently. For a start, let me see, he's made of golden healer quartz crystal, extremely beautiful. I've had him now 2.5 years, nearly 3 years, and from the minute I met him, or from the minute he came to me, he's always liked to chat. So out of most of my crystal skulls, he has done the most chatting, and he has also been up on my Facebook pages quite a few times. He generally tends to talk a lot about like the ascension process, the golden age and light and all that side of things coming through. So he's here now. When I first had him, to be honest, the first thing that was noticeable about him anyway was the fact that he's got, like, if you can see, yeah, I've mentioned it before, haven't I? So remember this bit, the dark line across his eyes. Now that makes him look a little bit like the Two of Swords cards in tarot. So it's like he has almost like a bit blindfolded. What he reminded me of, actually, just looking at him, especially with this lovely golden colour, is like ancient Egypt, and with like the mummies with the bandages across the eyes. So I instantly have the Egyptian connection, which is really, really interesting with him. So he always takes me well back, right back to ancient Egypt, and to all sorts of different truths and mysteries and images within the temples and all sorts of things, sacred geometry, etc. So he's very, very special. The other thing is his name, being Benbow. I originally named him very quickly, actually. His name came to me very quickly. Sometimes the names come quickly and sometimes they don't. But with Benbow, his name came almost instantly. And that's because, strangely enough, he reminded me of a pub in Penzance in Cornwall in the UK. So that's where his name came from. It's the Admiral Benbow in Penzance. So he was named after that. Benbow, the original Admiral Benbow, was actually a real person born in Jamaica. He was English, and he existed or lived basically in the late 1600s. I think he died in the early 1700s. So in those days, people didn't have like really long ages usually. He was only in his 50s, I think. But anyway, so the Admiral Benbow actually really did exist, and the pub is still down there as far as I'm aware. So there's that. Benbow in itself, actually, if you look it up, is actually an Anglo-Saxon name. So it means bending the bow. So it connects with like archers. And that is interesting because my brother, one of his main guides, is an archer. So there's a strong archery connection with this chap. The other connection that came through, going back to Egypt again, is something that only came to me about the last week. I was like reading up on various things in Egypt, and then I came across what's known as the Benbow Stone. I'd never heard of that. I'm sure probably millions and millions of people know about it except for me, but for some reason anyway it came to me this week. Now the Benbow Stone is the right at the top of the pyramids. The topmost stone on the pyramid is known as the Benbow Stone. It's also known as the primordium, primordial stone. It is also, in the way it is described, known as the stone upon which the first rays of the sun fall. A bit like in Indiana Jones, you know, when he puts the basically he's down in the chamber and the light comes in, goes through the stone and hits that top of the pyramid. It's a bit like that. So the Benbow Stone is like where the first rays of the sun hit the actual pyramid. First part of the day, basically. That's what it is. Very, very interesting. So I thought I'd mention that. Benbow Stones, interesting enough, another one. Here, look at this. Benbow down. Sometimes they're inscribed with things or they have images. I mean, this one I got from Crystal Heaven just last year. Really interesting. It's an image actually you see with the eye. It's a very famous image. You see it actually in a lot of Masonic sort of imagery and things as well, or with on like the dollar bills in America, that sort of thing. Now, I may not have the full details on all of that, but anyway, it's a very well-known and very famous symbol. But the Benbow Stones often have these types of symbols within them. So this is like a mini version of a Benbow Stone. But if you look at them, you know, have a look on Google. Anyway, it tells you all sorts of things about them. So it's very interesting to look up. Right. Okay, that's enough of that one for a minute. So back to Benbow. I'm not going to talk for ages. This is just really an introduction to sort of like looking at your skulls, or in this case Benbow, and sort of making other connections with them. Follow the connections through, because you'll be amazed at what actually comes through when you're working with the crystal skulls. I mean, it was through this chap as well when I started my Facebook page, which is The Voice of Kel. So with that, it's meant to be a channeling page anyway, and it's all about the crystal skulls. But I didn't know what the name was. It was all right getting the guidance to start a page, you know what I mean? But like, it's like, well, what was I going to call it? You know what I mean? It's like Chats from Heaven or what? So, but anyway, I just got this strong feeling, The Voice of Kel. And then I didn't really know what else to do with that for ages. It's like, well, what does that mean? Who's Kel? You know what I mean? Googled it, found out Kel is the name of a boxer in America. And I thought, well, what good is that either? But then when I found out actually that Kel is shortened for Ezekiel, and Ezekiel is a prophet in the Bible, which is directly related to what I'm trying to do with my page. So it's to bring through messages, words of wisdom, messages, working with the crystal skulls. So, you know, do go with the associations that you get. If you spend time with your skulls and you're seeing Egypt around them, or Arabic countries, or wherever it could be, rainforests, go with the flow, go with it, see what pops up, see what comes up, what images you're getting, what words, go do a bit of research, find out more, see what's happening, because this is a fantastic way of learning, and this is one of the ways that the crystal skulls bring us information, knowledge and wisdom at this time. It's opening up, they are helping to open up all these channels within our mind, within our spiritual being, you know, on all different levels. So there we are. So that, like I said, is Benbow. It's just a brief introduction today. I just wanted to sort of like say hi and, you know, like think about when you work with the skulls, what's actually happening, what images are you getting, what, you know, words, sounds, feelings, etc. And go with it. It's amazing what you'll learn. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for now for this video and move on to the next one. Okay, bye for now. Bye from Benbow.